Coming up on Citrus TV News live at 6, 2 more students announced their candidacy for the Student Association President and Vice President.
Plus, in our Road to 2016 segment, we'll fill you in on last night's Democratic debate and which candidates picked up delegates in this weekend's primaries.
And North Korea is back in the news today. Find out what provoked them and how the United States is responding.
Warmer temperatures hit campus today, but are they going to stick around before spring break? Your campus news leader starts right now.
From the Citrus TV studios, this is Citrus TV News live at 6, your campus news leader.
Good evening and welcome to Citrus TV News live at 6. I'm Katherine Robinson.
And I'm Josh Brazan. On Friday, Syracuse University announced their new provost and vice chancellor. That's where we start tonight. The 2016 SA presidential race just became a contested election. Charlie Mastaloni announced his candidacy for president with his running mate Jessica Brosovsky today in the Shine Student Center. Their event touched on student safety. The candidates hope to add blue lights to off-campus areas populated by students. Mastaloni and Brosovsky enter the race alongside presidential candidate Eric Evangelista and his running mate Joyce Lalonde.
After a 10-month search, SU introduced its new provost and vice chancellor today. Michelle G. Wheatley was previously provost at West Virginia University. She will be tasked with implementing Chancellor Syverud's academic strategic plan. Wheatley has experience with similar projects at West Virginia. Her signature program at that school was the Women's Leadership Initiative, and Wheatley hopes to build on SU's leadership in diversity and inclusive excellence. She spoke today on her nomination at the Life Science Complex.
So I'm just so incredibly humbled and honored at the same time to be named as the Vice Chancellor and Provost Designate of Syracuse University. I do want to, first of all, address my
A crash on Erie Boulevard left 3 dead and 1 in serious condition late last night. Syracuse police are still investigating the accident and ask that anyone who has information about the crash speak out. There's no word yet on the status of the surviving passenger, and the names of the 3 dead are being withheld until further notice.
It's been closed for more than a decade, but after years of renovation, the historic Hotel Syracuse is almost ready to open back up. It's being named the Marriott Syracuse Downtown, and Citrus TV reporter Maria Cinti looks at how the new hotel is helping to transform downtown Syracuse.
Construction workers and restoration team members are cracking down to finish restoring the most anticipated hotel in Syracuse, the Marriott Syracuse Downtown. Hotel manager Paul McNeil says the hotel renovation makes it more likely organizations will choose to hold their conventions in Syracuse.
I think that's what the market has lacked over the last 12 years is a designated convention hotel. We'll be partnering with the On Center to bring more conventions into our market.
The Syracuse Convention and Visitors Bureau Communications Manager Nikita Jankowski says the On Center Convention Center can hold as many as 60,000 convention attendees in 1 year. She says this number could double after the hotel opens, with up to 20 additional conventions at the On Center each year.
We've had people tell us, hey, do you have a convention hotel downtown? And the answer before was, no. Now we actually have something to promote and put in front of them.
The reason the Marriott Syracuse Downtown is so appealing to conference attendees is because it's closer to the On Center than any other hotel. Starting from the On Center, it takes 11 minutes to walk to the Crowne Plaza Hotel, 9 minutes to walk to the Jefferson Clinton Hotel, but only 5 minutes to walk to the Marriott.
The hotel renovations will not only bring more visitors to the On Center for conventions, but it will also bring more customers to local businesses, such as next-door neighbor Alan Angus Pub.
Alan Angus pub owner Randy Beach says the new foot traffic will increase the restaurant's overall customer base and revenue.
I gotta believe that we'd be looking at somewhere around 100 new customers a week.
Panini's restaurant owner Stephen Bianco thinks he will see a large bump in his business. His restaurant is located between the new hotel and the on-center. The hotel is expected to open up in June.
And coming up next, we'll have your full political weekend wrap-up.
And dogs are off to the races. We'll have all the information on this year's start to the Iditarod Challenge.
It was a dreary but warm day here in Syracuse. Currently it's 48 degrees with cloudy skies. Rain showers are in the forecast for this week. Stay tuned to find out when we can expect the rain during my full weather forecast. Citrus TV News will be right back.
How you doing? My name's Steve. My family's lived in this neighborhood for years. Recently, things got so tight, we had to go to our local food bank for help. I lost a lot of sleep worrying about what the neighbors might think. That is until I saw them there, too. How'd I do, Steve?
A little stiff. You could have done a little better.
What? Come on. You know, I have an Academy Award.
Yeah, but not for playing me.
Play a role in ending hunger. Visit feedingamerica.org/hunger and find your local food bank.
Hey, my name's Katie and I'm in the 9th grade. I'm an A average student and I'm an athlete working towards a scholarship. And everybody tells me how much potential I have. But I just wish someone would tell me where my next meal is coming from. Katie, how'd I do?
Do you have to be so serious?
Well, I mean, I did like a crazy dance in a movie if you want me to like, you know, do a little, no.
Play a role in ending hunger. Visit feedingamerica.org/hunger and find your local food bank.
So, I'm kind of new here, but I've noticed a trend. My human does this funny thing where she goes around and gets all my toys, and then she hides them in that basket by the door. You know, but it's always the same basket, and it's always in the same place. And then she acts so surprised when I find them, but, you know, she's putting them in the same basket. Again. It's like, hello, that's where you put it last time. You were the worst at hide and go seek.
So they say it's a man's world? I don't see anybody's name on it.
While they were doing their thing, we slowly changed ours.
Today, women can do anything men can do. And there's one thing we're even better at.
Breaking news on the campaign trail. Potential presidential candidate Michael Bloomberg will not enter the 2016 race. The former New York City mayor publicly flirted with pursuing a third-party bid for the office earlier this year.
The announcement came in the last hour and puts to rest months of speculation surrounding the 2016 presidential race. Bloomberg said he decided to not run because he fears that if he would have, it would have helped elect Donald Trump. The primary elections are heating up, with Ted Cruz managed to win a victory in Kansas and Maine, while Donald Trump took home the lead in Louisiana and Kentucky. And Senator Marco Rubio won the vote in Puerto Rico.
On the Democratic side, Hillary Clinton won Louisiana, the state with the most delegates from this past weekend. Bernie Sanders took home wins in Nebraska and Kansas. Voters will head to the polls next in Florida, Ohio, and North Carolina on March 15th.
And the Democrats also had their own extra share of the spotlight as the candidates traveled to Flint, Michigan for the latest debate.
Flint, Michigan is making national headlines for the controversy surrounding the city's drinking water. Government officials are being criticized for doing little to combat poisonous levels of lead in the water system.
Senator Sanders and Secretary Clinton clashed on several issues. Fracking was one case where the candidates made their differences clear. Former First Lady Nancy Reagan passed away over the weekend.
While better known as the wife of President Ronald Reagan, she began her career as an actress and rose to fame.
As a staunch supporter of her husband in his political career, she was most recently known for her continued support throughout his battle with Alzheimer's disease. The First Lady was 94 years old. In breaking at this hour, Erin Andrews has been awarded $55 million in her case against the hotel responsible for letting a peeping Tom record video of her naked.
Andrews was seeking $75 million in a civil suit against the Marriott where she was staying when a stalker recorded video of her naked through a peephole and posted it online.
Andrews had argued with the hotel acted with negligence when they allowed the stalker, who Andrews had a restraining order against, to stay in the room right next to hers.
He has served more than 2 years in prison for his crime. And they call it the last great race. It's the Super Bowl for sled dogs, the Kentucky Derby for canines, March Madness for man's best friend.
The famous Iditarod race kicked off in Alaska yesterday. 85 mushers are competing for glory with teams of talented canines.
But warmer weather this year has actually forced race officials to bring in extra snow for the start of the race. Alaska saw temperatures 10 degrees above average and had little snow this February.
The winner is expected to finish 8 days from now at the finish line in Nome, Alaska.
"53 people are dead after a terrorist attack in Tunisia near the Libyan border.
Out of the 53 dead, 28 have been labeled as terrorists, 10 were Tunisian security forces, and 7 were civilians.
Tunisia has since closed their border crossings with Libya.
The attack comes as concern over ISIS in Libya continues to grow.
Hungary has emerged as the first obstacle to a deal between Europe and Turkey to handle the migrant crisis.
EU countries drafted a proposal that would have Turkey take back all migrants who arrive in Greece after an undecided date.
And the EU would agree to admit 1 refugee for every Turkish migrant turned back. That's what Hungary's prime minister strongly opposes.
This complicates negotiations among EU members that hope to find a solution to the growing migrant crisis.
Earlier today, North Korea threatened to launch nuclear strikes at the United States and its Asian military bases. The threat comes as the U.S. and South Korea begin their annual joint military exercises.
The 300,000 South Korean troops and 17,000 American troops use the exercises to prepare for a potential attack by North Korea.
North Korea has made similar threats in the past and called the exercises preparations for invasion.
Well, cloudy skies and warmer temperatures hit campus today. Rebecca Castor joins us with your full weather forecast.
Thanks, Josh and Catherine. Spring temperatures are showing up across the nation. Temperatures are above freezing all across the United States, and this is good news for students because they're almost guaranteed to have spring weather next week no matter where they travel during the break. Students headed to Florida can expect temperatures in the mid-70s to low 80s, and if you're headed to the West Coast, not as warm temperatures, but still nice temperatures in the mid-50s. But before we get too far ahead of ourselves, our Doppler radar for tonight shows some light rain coming in. There's a 30% chance of rain showers around 10 p.m., and more rain clouds are expected to come in tomorrow. And taking a look at our current surface map, you'll notice a black dotted line across the northeast. This symbol represents a trough, which is an elongated region that is experiencing relatively low atmospheric pressure. The passage of this trough makes its presence by a buildup of clouds like we saw today, followed by a quick shot of precipitation, then clearing skies. And that's what we're going to see this week and going into next. For tonight, like our Doppler radar showed, there's a 30% chance of rain showers. The rain showers will start early and then it will remain partly cloudy throughout the rest of the night. Now taking a look at our 5-day forecast, it's rain, rain, and more rain. Tomorrow we have a 40% chance of rain in the morning with a high of 60 degrees. Wednesday is a 40% chance of rain in the evening with a high of 65 degrees. Thursday we have a 100% chance of rain, and these showers are going to go on and off throughout the day. Friday, 40% chance of rain in the morning, and Saturday, 30% chance of rain all throughout the day.
Okay, rain, rain, and more rain, Rebecca. When do you think we're going to see it stop?
Well, we definitely won't see it stop until starting next week. Around Monday and Tuesday, it seems like we have some sunshine peeking in there.
And so, Rebecca, for those of us going home for spring break, traveling, taking flights, what does the rain this weekend mean for that?
Yeah, students are definitely going to have to watch out for the rain as they head off campus. Friday, if you're heading out, you only have to expect rain in the morning, and then you're pretty clear for the rest of the day. But on Saturday, it's rain showers throughout the day, so they're not thunderstorms, so they shouldn't affect flights, but just keep your eyes on the road.
That's some good news. Thank you, Rebecca. Well, coming up next on Citrus TV News live at 6, Apple computers could be vulnerable to attack.
And we'll tell you which movie made it big at the box office.
Wow, these are really good.
You act surprised.
Practice makes perfect.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need perfection. They need you.
Don't look at me. Your hair's a bit frizzy today. Oh, you should pick that up. Oh, you're such a dork. Loser. Here, let me help you with that. Oops.
Every day, kids witness bullying.
Oh, look. Your crush is looking at you. Poor you.
They want to help, but don't know how.
See, no one here's gonna help you, because no one
Teach
likes
your
you.
kids how to be more than a bystander. Visit stopbullying.gov.
They're coming. Places, everybody.
Light check. 1, 2, 1, 2.
Everything looks good on our end.
And lights.
Come alive with the forest. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
Movements to eliminate the tampon tax are picking up across the country. Currently, there are only 5 states where the feminine hygiene product is not taxed. A California Assemblywoman has proposed a bill to make tampon taxes exempt, and last week 5 New York women filed a lawsuit against the state to end the tax on the essential feminine products. The San Francisco Board of Supervisors has passed legislation to raise the purchasing age for tobacco products from 18 to 21. Starting June 1st, citizens will need to be 21 to buy tobacco products, including e-cigarettes. San Francisco joins New York, Boston, and over 100 other cities in raising the age. In January, Hawaii became the first state to approve the measure. And Macs have been known to be immune to viruses, but that's no longer the case. Security researchers say Apple computers are being infected by malicious spyware called ransomware. The virus locks a user's computer files until the user pays a ransom. Palo Alto Networks, who uncovered the problem, says Apple is working towards a solution.
Lena Dunham is in the news after suffering a ruptured ovarian cyst. The executive producer of Girls suffers from endometriosis and has been very open about her health struggles. Dunham's spokesperson says she will undergo surgery at an undisclosed hospital. And AMC has made a deal to make it the biggest movie chain in the world. The company bought Carmike Cinemas, a chain with over 600 theater locations. The acquisition allows AMC to overtake Regal Cinemas, which currently held the record for largest U.S. movie theater chain. The deal will be complete by the end of this year. And it was a big weekend for Disney Animation Studios. Its newest movie, Zootopia, had the biggest box office opening in the studio's history. The film's opening weekend brought in over $73 million, beating Frozen, which made $67.4 million in its 2013 weekend debut.
Coming up, I'll catch you up on a weekend that was chock full of Syracuse sports. The men's basketball team looked for a win to solidify its spot in the NCAA tournament, while women's basketball and women's ice hockey look to win conference tournament titles. Those stories up next.
Who's going to do what?
I'll pack the dead batteries.
Great.
I'll only put what I don't need into a duffel bag.
Perfect. That's totally unhelpful.
No problem.
Meanwhile, I will try to comfort everyone by speaking in a calm voice. And who is going to handle supplies?
I can forget to do a list for us.
Thanks, pal.
We couldn't be any less prepared. I'm proud of you guys.
Talk to your kids about who to call, where to meet, what to pack. Search Ready Kids at nyc.gov or call 311.
They're coming. Places, everybody.
Light check. 1, 2, 1, 2.
Everything looks good on our end.
And lights.
Come alive with the forest. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
So they say it's a man's world? I don't see anybody's name on it.
While they were doing their thing, we slowly changed ours.
Today, women can do anything men can do. And there's one thing we're even better at.
Body language can tell you all sorts of things. Like someone is having a stroke. Know the sudden signs. Learn fast. Face drooping, arm weakness, speech difficulty. Time to call 911 and get them to a hospital immediately. Learn the body language and spot a stroke fast.
Good evening on this lovely March Monday. SU men's basketball traveled to Florida State Saturday, needing a win to strengthen its case for an NCAA tournament spot. But Coach Boeheim's bunch would run into some tough sledding against the Seminoles. Orange looking to spoil senior day down in Tallahassee. 8 minutes in though, quick passing leads to that Trevor Cooney three. He knocks it down, but Xavier Rattan-Mays responds with that three. Noles up 8-7 at this point. Now 6 minutes left to go in the half. Orange back on the attack. Malachi Richardson, two-handed slam. That puts SU up 22-21, but to end the half, Rattan-Mays again. SU, though, still with a 35-31 lead. After the break, though, it was a lot more Seminoles. Here, Malik Beasley puts home a two-handed slam. Noles take the lead. Trevor Cooney would tie it at 55 with this three-pointer, but it wouldn't end up mattering. Malik Beasley going to close it out with this dunk. FSU wins 78-75. Of course, the best basketball team on the Hill this year isn't the men's team. It's the women. Coach Hillsman's squad advanced all the way to its first ever ACC tournament final this weekend, but came up just short against national power Notre Dame. Still, the Orange will be playing in the NCAA tournament and most likely will host a first and second round game for the first time in program history. On the lacrosse field now, the SU men's squad was in action on Friday at Virginia. In a back-and-forth battle, the Orange ultimately emerged victorious with a 14-13 win over the Cavaliers. Senior Tim Barber and senior Dylan Donahue led the way. Barber notched a hat trick and a pair of assists, while Donahue finished with 2 goals and 3 assists. The Cuse moves on to 4-0 and 1-0 in the ACC. On the ladies' side, Gary Gates Gals played in Charlottesville on Saturday. The Lady Orange never trailed en route to a 14-8 victory. Kayla Traynor stole the show with a season-high 6 goals on the day. SU is now 6-1 and 1-0 in conference play. So, a perfect 2-win weekend for Syracuse down at UVA. Over in Buffalo, SU women's ice hockey entered the postseason red hot. The Orange took a 7-game winning streak into its conference tournament. In search of its first ever CHA title, SU took down Penn State on Friday to set up a finals matchup with rival Mercyhurst on Saturday. Let's skip right to the second period. 4:30 left in the frame, and Steph Grassi scores. That made it 1-0 Syracuse. But Mercyhurst would respond with 3 straight goals in the third period. The final one coming there from Kathy Donahue. So Orange down 3-1. Syracuse needed a comeback, and it would get it. There's one scored. It's 3-2 Orange. Now 30 seconds left. Syracuse scores again. Alicia Burris sends the game into overtime. But in the extra period, Mercyhurst on the attack. Lakers pick up the loose puck, and Jenna Dingledine scores. Mercyhurst wins the game 4-3 in a heartbreaker for Syracuse. For more on the loss, we head to our own KJ Vaughn.
Losing to Mercyhurst in the CHA final wrapped up a crazy weekend for the Cuse women's ice hockey team.
There's never any doubt in the locker room that we could come back and make the comeback and win, but yeah, it was a roller coaster for sure to go and to take that to OT, but then to lose, I mean, it's heartbreaking.
I experienced before, I really have no words for it, you know. There were times when it was the greatest time of my life and other times where it just stung a lot.
The underclassmen expressed deep gratitude in the seniors, while the seniors expressed great confidence in the underclassmen's futures at SU.
I think they're very ready to take the reins. You know, the underclassmen and the juniors this year, they really led this team. You know, there's a lot of leadership on and off the ice from that group.
Just thank you. Thank you for everything they've done, and thank you for being amazing. We're going to miss them so much next year. It's not going to be the same without them. And the seniors led the way the whole year, and I really wish we could have done it for them.
Our heads high, and we accomplished a lot here.
KJ Vaughn, Citrus TV.
Also, some big news off the hill today, guys. Peyton Manning calling it quits after 18 seasons.
Yeah, 18 years. He's been playing in the NFL as long as most of us have been old enough to watch football. It's going to be so different without him in the league.
I was going to say, I think a lot of us grew up always seeing him as such a big figure in football that it's going to be really weird all of a sudden.
Yeah, no question.
Going to be strange without him on Sundays. But Kevin Case, thank you so much. Coming up after the break, we're celebrating a national holiday. We'll tell you all about it next.
Don't look at me. Your hair's a bit frizzy today. Oh, you should pick that up. Oh, you're such a dork, loser. Here, let me help you with that. Oops.
Every day, kids witness bullying.
Oh, look. Your crush is looking at you. Poor you.
They want to help, but don't know how.
See, no one here's gonna help you, because no one
Teach
likes
your
you.
kids how to be more than a bystander. Visit stopbullying.gov.
If you want to be a parent, it doesn't matter how you play, what you wear, how you dance, or even what direction life takes you. You just need to be there. You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care don't need perfection. They just need you.
Stick around on OTN after the show tonight for a lineup of CitrusTV shows.
Up next is Orange Press Pass, followed by Unpeeled and Noticias.
So Rebecca's back with us. Rebecca, for the students that are staying on campus next week for spring break, what kind of weather are they going to be expecting?
Well, students can expect some scatter rain showers throughout the week, but right now it looks like Wednesday is going to be a really beautiful day for the students who are staying on campus. You may even want to go out and tan on the quad.
Now, what about tomorrow, waking up tomorrow morning? Is it going to be raining as soon as we wake up?
Yes, we're going to have some AM showers tomorrow morning, so definitely wear your rain jacket and bring your umbrella to class.
Okay, great. Now, I don't know if you all heard, but today's a pretty special day. It is National Cereal Day. I think this day is meant for me. And Josh, I heard that you are the expert cereal mixer.
I wouldn't say I'm an expert. I dabble in cereal mixes. My favorite is definitely Cinnamon Toast Crunch and Kix. I don't know if anybody at home has tried that. Okay. That is absolutely delicious.
Okay.
Mixing cereal, that seems a little sacrilegious.
No,
a little bit.
No, it's the way. There are too many good ones. How are we possibly supposed to choose?
Kevin Case, you're a purist. Rebecca, are you a mixer or do you just stick with one kind of cereal?
No, I actually don't even put milk in my cereal. I am like a dry cereal eater.
Okay.
Okay.
I think I'll do it anyway, but I normally always have to end a meal with cereal. I will say I'm done for dinner and then immediately go get cereal. It's like my dessert each day.
There's always room for another bowl of cereal. You can never fill up with cereal.
Never have too much cereal.
Should have gotten some cereal on set right now. Where's the cereal?
That would have been great. We're missing out.
We gotta yell at our producer.
We'll go celebrate after the show.
All right. That's fair.
Awesome. That's all the time we have for tonight's Citrus TV News. I'm Josh Bazan.
And I'm Katherine Robinson. Have a great night, Syracuse.